Hello everyone, it's Jen from Old Tinker Studio. In this tutorial, we will be learning the basics of DaVinci Resolve Fusion. The link to download DaVinci Resolve 16 and the link for the videos I use are in the description. This tutorial was a request from Jorge Lemke, so let's get on with the tutorial. DaVinci Resolve Fusion is a VFX compositor and motion graphics editor. Fusion is a node-based compositor. In this tutorial, we will be learning the basics of Fusion to help get you started in VFX compositing. When you open DaVinci Resolve, you can create a new project or a new folder. For now, create a new project and give it a name. I need to check to see what the frame rate is for your main video. In this case, it'll be the train station if you're using my videos. For Windows users, right-click on the video and choose Properties and look for Frame Rate under the Details tab. For Mac users, open the video in QuickTime and use Command-I. Now please correct me if this is wrong, as I don't use Apple products. Open the project settings under the File drop-down menu. Change the timeline frame rate if needed. I will be changing mine to 25. Change the video format if needed. I am going to change mine to HD 1080p 25. Right-click in the media pool area and import your video footage. Then drag the main video footage, this train or subway, onto the timeline. Then click on the Fusion tab to open Fusion. Now let's look at the interface of Fusion. You notice that you have left and right views where you can view different images, videos, or effects of the composite. Below the viewers is the time ruler, called a timeline in other applications. This is where you can play or scrub through your footage. The scroll bar under the time ruler allows you to zoom into sections of the time ruler. The red bar is the actual playhead. And the yellow bars allow you to make a selection of the footage. Below the time ruler are the toolbar buttons, which contain the most commonly used effects or tools. Below the toolbar is the work area, which is where you will use nodes, keyframes, and splines to edit the composite. On the right-hand side, you have the inspector, which displays the parameters of the selected effect or tool. You can hold down your middle mouse button and pan the nodes in the work area. The Media In node is the footage or image that you brought into the video editor. The Media Out is the footage or image that is sent back to the video editor. You select the Media In node and press 1 on the keyboard. You can now display the video in the first or left viewer. You can also rename the node by selecting the node and pressing F2. Now let's explore the toolbar. The toolbar contains the most commonly used effects or tools and is broken up into 6 categories. First category is the generators. The second category is color. The third category is compositing and transforms. The fourth category is masks. The fifth category is particles, and the sixth category is 3D. Now select the background tool and drag it in between the Media In and Media Out nodes. When the left side of the connector turns blue, release your mouse. Select the background node and you can see it on the second or right viewer. Then change the color using the color picker in the inspector. Choose the merge node and change the mode in the inspector so you can see the video underneath the background. I'll use screen. If you go into the Edit tab, you will notice that the effect has been applied to the video. Let's quickly look at the merge node so we can quickly explain the anatomy of a node in Fusion. The top arrow of the node is the foreground input. The arrow on the left is the background input. The bottom arrow is the effect mask input, and the box on the right of the node is the output. If you look at the bottom of the train or media in node, notice that a small circle appears on the left side. This indicates that the node is being viewed in the first or left viewer. If we look at the bottom of the media out node, notice that the small circle appears on the right side. This indicates that the node is being viewed in the second or right viewer. Now we will add the HUD video to the train station video. Open the media pool area and drag the HUD video into the work area. Select the new media in node and use F2 to rename it. Press 1 on your keyboard to display the HUD video in the first or left viewer. Drag out a second merge node from the toolbar. Hold down your Shift key and place the second merge node between the first merge node and the media out node. Then connect the output of the HUD node to the foreground input of the second merge node. Drag in a transform node from the toolbar. This will allow us to actually work with the HUD video. Hold down the Shift key and drag the transform node between the HUD and the merge node. We need the transform node to be in between the HUD and merge nodes so that only the HUD node is affected. The transform node selected, we can now scale the HUD. You can use the arrows on the HUD in the second or right viewer to move the HUD. If we go back to the Edit tab, we can now play the new video, and we can see that both videos are now playing together. For a more sci-fi feel without the black background, we can make some changes to the HUD video. Place the HUD back in the center of the train station video. And rescale the HUD to full size using the transform node and the inspector. With the merge node selected, we can now change the mode to screen. Now go back into your Edit tab and play the video. This was just a very brief introduction to Fusion. I highly encourage you to explore the tools and try to make something on your own. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.